Today we're working on this 1968 GTO convertible. It's actually my mother-in-law's car, and I've done some work on this car in the past and kind of got it up and running for her so she can drive it and stuff, and she just doesn't drive the car that much, so it sits a lot in the garage, and it's just time for some more updates. From sitting, the brakes are pretty much gone, and even from when I worked on it before, the idle and the way it runs was just never the way I really wanted it. So I'm going to work on some things like that. Also, I feel like the converter is really, really tight in it, so I'm going to pull the transmission and put a different converter in it, probably the old converter out of the Rusty Z, and some other things like that, you know. Basically, kind of get this thing back up in shape where she can take it out to church and drive it and have some fun in it again. But it's a wonderful car, got a really, really neat story behind it. It's a real honor for me to work on it. I really like this thing. You can see just how nice this thing is inside. I mean, not original seats, but they've been redone in the past, but they were done right. They're done with the right stuff. It's got a little crack in the dash. It's another thing that I want to take care of. I'm going to do a new dash pad into it. But man, this car is just really, really clean, really, really together. Here's under the hood. It's a 400 big block in it with a turbo 400 transmission. I said I'd done some work on this thing in the past. Last time I had it, I did a timing chain on it. Needed a timing chain really bad. Big aluminum radiator, water pump, which I didn't paint and now it's rusting. Some March pulleys, and this cool vintage Edelbrock P4B intake. Try to keep everything like really period correct, except for those pulleys. They stand out. I don't know about those pulleys. Also did an HDI distributor is hidden back there. Some things like that. But really just try to make it where it can be driven and started up every time and all that. Now, one of the main problems I'm having with this thing is hard starts and irregular idle. Man, the idle's really up and down. It just makes it not very confident. I think that's one of the reasons why my mother-in-law is not driving the thing, is just because, man, you got to sit there and crank the car for 5 minutes until it finally fires up when it's cold. And when it does fire up, it wants to shut off. It wants to be really cold-blooded. So one of the problems I think we're having is this carburetor on here. And over the years, I have learned a really, really good trick to make these things just absolutely perfect and really make it where it'll fire up really good and be really smooth. Let me show you that right now. Take this, walk it over here. Open this gate up, and take this carburetor, and you throw it right there in the trash. Yeah. Then you come back over to your car. You grab one of these. Pop this on there. This should solve all the idle problems, all the cold start problems, everything we've been having right here. Okay, carburetor's on it. Now, before y'all get onto me about the vacuum routing stuff, I'm going to fix all that. It's not the way it's going to be. That's just how it is for right now, just to try to get it started up. I also need to mess with the throttle cable, but I really want to see how this thing runs and make sure we got no fuel leaks, so I'm going to fire it up right now. Yeah, this thing runs pretty sweet. Always has. Just kind of needed some help in the carburetor department. So you got fuel pressure, no leaks. That's how it sounds. Yeah, sounding pretty good, pretty healthy. Much better throttle response than that Edelbrock. Carburetor's running really good. Car starts up really nice. Really happy with that. And I'm excited for this project. You know, I worked on this car a few years ago. Never really got it the way that I wanted it to be. So I'm excited to have another shot at it and really fine tune it, make it perfect, make this thing a nice daily driver. And this is the great car for it. I mean, this thing is super clean. So I got a lot of great content coming up for this. We're going to do a disc brake swap. I'm going to address the cooling system, which I worked on before, but could use a little more help. We still got some more tuning to do to it. I really want to do that converter in it. I think it'll really wake this thing up and make it really cruise and roll out really nice. And it's just going to be a great car. A lot of detailing I got to do to it. I also want to do a radio in it. Really, really get this thing sweet. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of cool content coming up, not just with the GTO. With my motorcycle, my Triumph, I'm going to do all black powder coat on that stuff. It's going to be really neat. Also, my Ford Focus and some other things. So, catch all that coming up soon, and I'll see you guys next time.